Good morning to the world, to myself. I get giddy in the morning. It's I don't know why. It's like I can get excited about things really easily, I guess. It's about 6:30 a.m. I was just looking over here on the horizon at Phosphorus and Hesperus, or the morning and evening stars, aka Lucifer, aka Venus. And it's really interesting because last year at the same time, about the same time, no, I take that back. It was about 2 years ago at the same time. I was working up in the West Hills in Portland on this nice house. In fact, now that I think about it, I think I had a dream about it last night, which is really interesting. I haven't thought about it in a long time. But every morning I would get to work early because traffic in Portland was horrible. So I would leave at about 6:30 a.m. so I could get there before traffic. And the house didn't really have any lighting in it yet, so it was still in the guts process, you know. I mean, we had basically like this. It was cold, it was open, and we had to do construction in there. So I'd like to wait at least a little bit till the sun came up. So I would get to work, I would unload all my stuff, get all my tools ready, and then I would walk up the street to the hillside that overlooked Portland and watch the sunrise. And watch Phosphorus, the Venus, the morning star, would gradually fade. And I'm looking at it right now. I'd show it if I could, but I looked up because I knew it was there, not because it caught my eye or anything. It's because I knew it should be there, and I was thinking, wow, it's almost October. It's bringing back those moments, those cycles of October. I'm trying to convey the message I'm trying to share here, which is these cycles of the year and how they remind us of the past. They remind us of things we once did, or jobs we once had, behaviors we once had, ideas. We get reminded of the importance of things by them recurring. And sometimes the event itself doesn't recur. It's something that happened to you in your life once and it doesn't repeat, so you forget about it. Then something happens to kind of bring that back into the light, or maybe you catch a particular smell, some kind of coffee or something, and it instantly takes you back to a place. For example, the other day I don't remember, a few days ago, I took a drink of coffee, and it was some crappy coffee, like gas station tasting coffee, you know. When I was done, or when I took my first sip, I was eating something with it. I don't know what it was. It reminded me of jail, being in jail, the jail food. And just boom, that whole thing popped into my mind. Like, it reminds you of past times, and you're like, oh, wow, I forgot about that. I could extend this into so many other things. I really wanted to talk about a few other subjects, but I try to keep this focused, you know, do a separate video for those. But I wanted to correlate and tie that into how we operate as adults and as kids, and I see the younger generation coming up today, and I feel really bad for them because they're exposed to so much nonsense and garbage that it's hard for them to get their cycles, their repeating cycles. Or, let's give you an example, you know. The only one, I'm just going to give you something that pops into my head. When I was a kid, I liked to go camping with my parents. We'd go up into the eastern Oregon or up into the woods and go hiking. I remember particular spots. I remember particular lessons that I learned. My dad teaching me how to shoot and taking me out to hunt a rabbit, even though we weren't hunters at all. He wanted to, you know, because I said I wanted to learn to hunt, or he thought it was what men did. Anyway, all these things were based on a time and a place where we went. So if I go out to the eastern Oregon, go out to the desert now, I can have those memories brought back. I feel like many of the kids today are losing that that family unit, losing that camping, that outdoorness, that exposure that's repeated. In other words, I was exposed to a particular climate, so when I'm in that climate, it will remind me of those times. Being exposed to particular music or the latest fad or the latest fashion is it's a fading thing that will go out and completely be forgotten. You know, it's difficult to explain, so I'll try to keep that to a separate video. I guess for this one, I just really wanted to say that cycles in life are really a cool thing. You know, it's something that every year it's a new part of the cycle, and the more I acknowledge it, the more I realize. And it's not something to be feared. It's not repetition or monotony, in the sense that, you know, doing the same thing every day is repetition and monotony, but it's also called insanity, I guess. You know, they say insanity by definition, I think, is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Seems to be what we all do. Anyway, that's my morning vid. And, yeah, I think that's all I want to say for now. Nothing big. Just rambling and ranting. Too early to think. Give me a break. I'm still in my cup of coffee.